let's look at one example on considerate. This is a good example. Okay, any one person who can read this aloud for everybody while others can think why it is not very considerate, or what can we do to make it better.
Okay, I'll go, Mega.
Please go ahead.
I'm writing to answer your questions about the survey I conducted by telephone on Saturday, September 19. You wanted to know what I asked and who was included in the survey. I questioned a few customers in two groups, those who are new and those who are long-term custom sorry, and those who are long-time customers. The purpose of the survey was to find out why the new customers became our customers and why the long-time customers remain customers. I also wanted to find out what they know about our competition and if the location of the customer made any difference in how long they have been our customer. Other relevant information that I thought would be important is if they like for our representatives to leave voicemail and if our ours are convenient.
All right, thanks Ashwini for reading that. Now I would like to ask this to everyone. Think of all that you find is a problem and point it out.
I think the first two things, like the second line, we can eradicate. Like you wanted to know what I asked and who was included in the survey.
Yes, that's
So
obvious, right?
because, yeah,
Okay, what
because in the
else?
first instance, we are saying that it's an answer to your questions on the survey. So the
Hmm.
second line can be removed.
Yes. Anything else?
And also in the fifth line, I also wanted to find out what they know about our competition and if the location of the customer made by difference.
Okay. So you think that this entire point will be removed or any particular part of it?
Mm,
What if they actually wanted to know what the competition and location? I mean, this looks
yes.
like information for sure.
Mm,
But do you notice something else which is appearing again and again and again in every sentence?
yes, customers.
That's the first point, of course. That's in that line.
Mm,
Look at the repetition. Those who are new and those who
yeah.
are long time customers. So again, those who are together. This is
Yes.
repetition two
Yeah.
times. Then the word customers comes so many times in the second sentence. Purpose of the survey was to find out what? Why the new customers became our customers. And again, the entire phrase is repeated. Why the long time customers remain customers. So it's the
Mm,
same thing that we are doing in the previous part also. Those who are. In the same way, why these, why those. And all in all, we have repeated the word customers at least 6 times, right?
mm,
Other than that, if all of this is purpose, so we started with purpose of the survey is like retention, right? Retention of customers. Second point, I also wanted to find out. So don't you think this is also another purpose? Yes, it's like a list
Yeah.
of purposes, right?
Mm.
Also wanted to find out means the same. What about the third part? Other relevant information that I thought would be important, doesn't it also mean the next part? Like
yeah.
one, there are like three or four purposes, one, two, three. Can we just simply list them then? Yes. If they are all purposes and one purpose has nothing to do with the other, if you look at this, the relationship of one point has nothing to do with the second point and the third point. They are all different points, but they are all parts of the same survey, right? These are all questions that are probably asked in the survey and people have responded to these. Let's see how we can simplify this. So we had to read a lot to understand and look at this. If you only look at this, how much time will it take to just understand what this could be? I can only say in one look, one, two, three, four. Okay, there are some four data points that are included in the survey, and the introduction is given at the beginning. These following data or the following data was collected from the telephone survey. Who was the audience? Of both new and long time customers. That was the target audience. So obviously it is same for all of these. I don't have to say that again and again. I can say it right at the beginning. We are not removing anything. It's a telephonic survey. It's conducted on both new as well as long time customers, and there is a specific date and time when we did it. And then what was included in the survey? All of these points. And because these points are different points, they should not ideally go in a paragraph. Now we need to understand one thing about when do we make paragraphs and when do we make a bulleted list. So paragraph by definition means that there is a beginning and an end to something in a paragraph. So you start with an idea, you address a point, then you explain it, elaborate it, maybe use examples or explanations, and then you conclude it. That is the normal structure, expected structure of a paragraph. If the entire paragraph is not around one single idea, then it cannot be a single paragraph. That is the definition of like what should be a paragraph, what's the purpose of a paragraph. So here these points can never go in a paragraph because they have nothing to do with one another. They are all different things. The only commonality is that they are part of the same survey, and this is a situation which requires a list. So you make a list, bulleted list or numbered list, whatever, but it definitely requires a different type of a structure.